What is it doing? What are you doing? Oh, I guess it's... Am I still live, though? Okay. What in the actual beep is all of this? Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm pretty sure we're live right now, and I'm looking for the chat. Oh, there it is, right? This is the most cockamamie situation ever. In order for me to log into the chat here, it took me to a totally different page, which is crazy. Why wouldn't it just show up right here? Gosh almighty, man. So forgive me, I'm a little late on... Oh, well, I got it right here, but in order for me to respond to it, I got to go to another screen. That is the craziest damn thing in the world. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Friday BoBo. I guess that's what we're going to call this. I could have called it a number of things. There's a number of things we could talk about on here, but I filmed so many damn videos as of late. Most everything is a video that's already filmed. Shout out to each and every one of y'all taking the time to rock with me on here. Hey, Big Steen, I see you. Yo, it's been a long time, man. Appreciate you being up in here. That was a little cringe on my part. Forgive me, Redskin Chris. What's going on, Brother Dan? I keep calling you Dan. Dale, shout out to you. To all the channel members, to my mods up in here. Very special shout out to all of y'all and to everybody taking the time to rock with me on this Friday afternoon. What up, though? Yeah, man. Old Joe been on a filming storm as of late. Got a bunch of videos. And I guess I'm going to begin this with a little revelation. I wish I could cue the violin track for this. You know, a couple of days ago, I uploaded a video. It was a prison role play video. Joe dressed up as the doctor. I've got the doctor jacket right here. I've got the stethoscope right here. Joe just likes to role play, right? So anyways, I upload this video, worst performing video ever. And it got me to thinking. It was almost it wasn't almost. It was absolutely a reality check. And that reality check is I have got to pay attention. And I've got to abide by what it is. You see, I wish we had the violin track going for this. I realized that though I may think that I'm a funny guy, funny ain't where it's at, unfortunately. Though I would love to be able to do skit videos and all of that type of stuff, that's just not what people want to see on After Prison Show. They want to see the powerful, crazy stories. They want to see the people, the prison stories, the real life After Prison Show. They don't care about Joe dressing up as no doctor, trying to dissect a pearl out of some make-believe prisoner. So what I'm saying is, I think it's time for me to realize that my comedy career is probably coming to an end, and I need to just pay attention to the stuff that actually works for After Prison Show. You know, had I realized this 7 years ago, it probably would have been a lot better for us in the long run. I think about the fact that we have ventured so far outside of the box. I have ventured so far outside of the box. Man, people ain't trying to see all of that type of stuff. You got to find the recipe that works, and you got to stick to the script. So realizing that, I'm going to start trying to tone it down on the idiocy, however you say it, and, you know, focus on what is important. Stan says Joe is a full-time YouTuber now. I wouldn't say it's full-time, but, you know, we're giving it a go. I still got the painting business going on for whatever that's worth. But, you know, whatever. Anyways, how you guys doing today? Thank you for taking the time to rock with me. Let me get up into these comments. Michael, what's going on? Shout out to you for becoming a channel member. Hey, become a channel member, y'all. It would mean a great deal. We've got a bunch of videos that probably are never going to see the light of day, and you get early access to those videos for sure. We're also going to be doing some things on the Discord side, channel perks for channel members as well. That'll be coming over this weekend. But again, Michael, very special shout out to you for becoming a channel member. Thank you for joining the club. Hartford, Connecticut, Kenneth, I see you checking in. Ken Dog and Sassy, we rocking with you, Joe. Shout out to you. Thank you guys for taking the time to rock with me. Ghetto God, what's good? I see you right there. Joshua, what's going on with you? Punk Tattoo Guy. Wish I could find him. And yeah, RC says, don't dim your light. Man, my light has been dimmed. And you know, look, I'm not trying to make it a boo-hoo for me or a pity party. You know, that type of stuff, though I enjoy doing it, it just don't work. You know, so no hard feelings about it. We're working on what will actually work. Another part to that whole puzzle. You know, I've been working with Banky pretty much nonstop for the last 2 weeks. We got a lot of shit that we're working on and a lot of big introductions that we've already started doing and more to come. We went and did one yesterday, as a matter of fact. You guys will be seeing that soon. But like the positive shit, you know, people don't want to see that neither. People want to see the stories. They want to see what those 25 years in prison were like, those 31 years in prison were like, those 33 years in prison were like, those 27 years in prison were like, and damn it, we about to show you. I did an interview last night with a guy named Thomas. A very special shout out to him. If he's up in here, he might get up in here. Awesome guy that did 27 years in New York. Very first day that he was in prison, dude got sliced all the way across his damn face. He's 49 years old at this point. He's got a massive scar on the side of his face from this encounter that he had while he was in prison. Yo, y'all want the stories? Damn it, we gonna bring them. So that's what it is, man. It took me 8 years to realize that, but you know, sometimes I take a little longer to arrive. Flower Girl, what's going on? Thank you for becoming a channel member. I see you right there. Jay, After Prison Show, live show, Friday, Fifi edition. It should be. It really should be. I got to make this live stream all that it possibly can be, because let me tell you something. Here's something else that I'm realizing. YouTube's done changed the game, and they want the shorts, and I'm not doing it, okay? I ain't filming not near another video in vertical mode. Ain't gonna happen. I don't give a damn about a vertical mode. Joe shooting that shit in landscape till the day I die. Damn it, Tyrone. How did you get in here? Mod. Somebody, Murph. Pay attention to this guy, Tyrone, man. We had to time him out the last time. He better act right. See, there we go. Get him. You're about to get pulled over right now. Whoop! It's coming. Oh, God. Tyrone didn't change the game, James says. He did. He did. Tyrone, I respect your enthusiasm. I just got to let you know, man. Redskin Chris, shout out to you, brother. Thank you for that, man. Chucky, man, long time. What's going on? Angel, what's going on with you? Shout out to you for being up in here. Thank you, Tyrone. Thank you. I appreciate that. BK, what's going on with you? Just dropping in on my lunch. Joe, been consistent AF. Glad you have the passion for this again. Operate in your gifts. You got this. I appreciate that. You know, I even feel like what I'm best at is sitting behind the camera. You know, I mentioned that on a stream a couple of weeks ago, that Joe was going to stop showing his face so much. I'm not going to do that. But sometimes I think I kill the vibe. I did the video recently with Banky talking about all the successful people he's met since After Prison Show. And Joe had his whole damn legs out. Like, I just killed the video. I feel like if I filmed that joint from behind the camera, it probably would have done a little better. But then again, going back to the whole positive kumbaya thing, Unfortunately, it's the train wrecks that do the best. It's social media, for God's sakes. People want to see the nitty gritty. So we're gonna get it. Stephanie, appreciate your support. Thank you for being up in here. And hell yeah. Stan says, Joe, you Italian or Spanish? Got a Hispanic last name, Guerrero. My grandfather was Hispanic. I only knew him when I was really young. Great man. And turns out he was not my biological grandfather. So I don't know what the hell I am, just to be honest with you. Hey, Ghetto God, shout out to you right there, man. Getting that gift membership from Michael right there. I see you. Redskin Chris said them legs were white AF. I went on a whole damn vacation. Them legs are still white. My little boy got a nice little tan, though. Let me go ahead and tell you about another thing we got upcoming. Boy, when I tell you we got the heat coming for you, we certainly do. I would get in contact with an awesome guy. Not going to put any information out there about him just yet because this thing is still a couple of weeks out, probably like 2 weeks out. But this guy, how can I tell you about this? Well, he was featured on a TV show. He had a really crazy charge. Not a bad, well, it was a bad charge, but not a bad type of a charge. It was a pretty violent charge, to say the least. And here's the crazy kicker about it. He was featured on a TV show. His crime was actually recorded. You could look this guy up right now and easily find the footage of what he went to prison for. I'm going to keep this thing very secretive right this second because this is a big one. It's a big one we got coming. Hey, Dale, very special shout out to you for that, brother. I appreciate the support. Thank you, man. I've seen it. I've seen the TV special that was done on this guy's story. If his crime that led him to prison was not already crazy enough, his prison experience when he got there was just as wild. Trying to put this thing together in a big way. It's got Jacob Gentry vibes times 10. I was actually talking to Jacob Gentry last night. He knows the guy I'm talking about. He even got a little bit of insight into this particular guy. But yeah, that's going to be coming soon. Joe, you said a whole lot to say nothing right there. I certainly did. William says most are recorded. Not like this. Not nowhere like this. Mass One, very special shout out to you, brother. Thank you for being in here. Thank you for all of your support over the years. Shout out to the Banky and Jew Man video. Man, shout out to Jew Man and shout out to Banky for making that thing possible. Jew Man wants to get more involved in doing video work and social media, and he's got, a lot that he wants to do. I want to see him do it. We're going to help him do it. You're going to be seeing more of Jew Man. That's the short of it. Kyle, what's going on with you, man? Thank you for being a channel member. Happy Friday to you as well. And Dale, again, shout out to you. All I see is make the most. I'm going to go on a hunch here and say you're probably saying make the most of every day. It just says make the. Had to go over here and check this other chat out. But, like I said at the beginning of this, I really need to make this stream everything that it can be. Because here's the deal. I got a video coming out at 5 o'clock today. I'm not sure which video it's going to be yet. There's been some interesting stories in the news as of late that I don't know if you guys have heard of. I don't know if anybody else has covered them. These are really fresh stories. I filmed about 2 of those today. One of them is unbelievably gruesome. I haven't even had a chance to edit that video yet. I'll probably tell you about that story. But I've either got one of these prison-related news stories coming out, which is an absolute banger of a story. Very short video. It's only like 11 minutes long. Or I'm going to be uploading a video that I've already put early access to. And I guess we could talk about that topic a little bit as well. How many people we got up in here? 129? Shout out to you guys. Thank you for taking the time. Dan says Stephen Avery. No, it's not Stephen Avery. But this story's way crazier than the Stephen Avery situation. All right, let me go ahead and I guess I will move on to some positive kumbaya type of shit. I filmed a video, I think yesterday. This is one of the videos that may come out today. But just a little, we'll brush on this a little bit. Hey, did After Prison Show and Joe from After Prison, did I single-handedly save the world? Oh, no, Joe. I mean, think about it. In layman's terms, I did. I did in a big freaking way, too. The video, the topic of the video basically is, if you think about prison recidivism and the recidivism rates, right? Recidivism means a prisoner who gets released from incarceration and then goes back. The recidivism rate is the percentage of prisoners that actually do that over the course of X amount of time. 3 years, 5 years, 10 years is the metric in which I believe they measure it. 10 years, those numbers are usually pretty damn high. 10 years is a long time to think. But, you know, recidivism rates are usually based upon a 3 to 5 year timeline. What's the percentage of prisoners that get out and go back to prison within that 3 to 5 year timeline? I say that to say, Dale, you're showing major love, man. Make the Skids members only, or the Skits members only. We love them. I've got a couple of more skits that I've actually filmed too. Murph, shout out to you for dropping that Discord link. You guys joined the Discord for sure. Recidivism rates. Did I single-handedly, Captain America, Superman, save that hoe? Did I? Let me get off of that. Has the prison genre as a whole impacted the recidivism rates? I do a little bit of a deep dive on that today, and I personally know without knowing, because there's not been a study done on it, but there should be. Has the prison genre as a whole helped to impact the recidivism rates in a positive way? You know, like I know without knowing, that they absolutely have. I mean, the prison genre absolutely has. Think about me. 7 years in prison, prior to that, many times being locked up, in and out of jail. I was nothing prior to this. I would have probably ended up being nothing still had it not been for this. And I'm not trying to say that that's the same for every single person who's in the prison genre, who's found success on social media being in that genre. But I know without knowing that there's a lot of people out there who were just like me. So if you think about how many people in the prison genre have not gone back because of them being in the genre and finding something bigger than themselves, you know, success on social media, whatever, with that, that's helped to keep them out of prison. But let's go even further with that. How many people have I touched? I mean, the lives of Jesus Christ. That's such a touchy subject with so much shit going on in the news right now, which I ain't getting anywhere near all that. How many lives have I touched? I get messages, and I've gotten messages over the course of the years from people who reach out to me who say, hey, man, it's because of After Prison Show, because of X, Y, and Z, Dave's story, Danny's story, Rabbit's story, any number of the people who've been featured on After Prison Show. It's because of the show or because of this person or because of this story that I realized I need to make the changes in my life. You know, After Prison Show and all of these other prison genre folks, they kind of like a scared straight. So I know without knowing that the entire prison genre has reached the world over many times. And I know that the numbers now in terms of recidivism are way less. Maybe not way less, but they're definitely less. And I know that a part of that, maybe even a majority of those lessened numbers in terms of recidivism, come from the prison genre. Now, there's other factors to measure lessening recidivism rates by. More programs being available to people coming home, reentry, more resources allegedly available. I got people that still reach out to me and say they can't find a resource to save their lives. There's people that know there's resources out there that just won't even go try to get the resources. You know, there's other factors to this. Resources, reentry programs, and then lessening the severity of drug offenses. You know, in my state, they don't want to lock you up behind a dirty urine anymore. Go back to prior to 2008 when Joe was up, little pistol starter all up in the streets. You get a dirty urine back before 2008, your ass is going back to prison. That's a violation. It's a technical violation. You're getting hit. Man, I know people who get many dirty urines. They ain't getting locked back up. Or, you know, maybe it takes 10 dirty urines before they actually do so. Hippie says this channel is slowly dying, thank God. Oh, you know, I laugh at it, man. I've read a couple of comments like that, even worse than that particular comment. And I don't take offense to it. You know, I'm like a cockroach, for God's sake. You cannot kill me. You could cut me in half and I would still come crawling back to this shit and find a way to thrive. Not just survive, but gosh almighty, thrive. Yeah, man. Don't count me out just yet. Don't count me out just yet. Anyways, let me get up onto these comments a little bit. Playing Indie says, help, I was on Scared Straight. Were you on that? Hey, Jacob Gentry, what's going on with you, brother? Jacob's Ladder right here up in the chat. That's old Jacob Gentry right there. Shout out to him. Appreciate you being up in here. So, yeah, that was one topic that I filmed about. I don't even know if I'm doing anything with that damn video, man. It probably ain't that good. The prison news story that I filmed was a hell of a lot better. But, yeah. I ran across another story in the news. I don't even want to pull this one up. And I'm probably not going to do anything with the video because, again, it is too freaking gruesome. But this is the most... I might still end up doing something with it. When I filmed it this morning, I was like, there's no way I'm going to be able to put this on YouTube. Me telling you about it, I don't even know how I'm about to tell you about it. I read a story. This just happened, too. This story took place in Russia. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but there was a cannibalistic prisoner in Russia. Did you guys see this story? Dude was locked up in Russia for 19 years. Well, he got sentenced to 19 years. He was only 25 years old. He'd only been in prison for a short amount of time, but he had just gotten sentenced to 19 years over in Russia. What this guy got charged with that got him the 19 years? I mean, how do you explain this to somebody, right? The story had said that he got arrested because he was involved in a car accident. And when he got involved in the car accident, they said from the boot of the car, I don't know what a boot is, but I'm thinking they might be meaning the trunk. They said from the boot of the car, a body fell out of the boot. The body was missing the whole damn head. Dude had a decapitated corpse in his car, riding around, gets in a fender bender. The body falls out. This is like some Weekend at Bernie's type shit, but mixed with Saw. Literally. Dude gets arrested for that, gets 19 years. Could you imagine that happening in the United States, man? You is not getting anything close to 19 years. You got locked up for what? They caught you with a body with the whole damn head gone. Where'd the head go? What'd you do with that? Parky says it means the trunk. Thank you for letting me know that. I figured that's what it meant. Legal Voices, I don't know what the hell that is right there, man. But shout out to you for that, whatever currency that is right there. I really appreciate that. That looks like that's probably a lot. I've been lurking since Dave had to go back in. You're doing the Lord's work. I would love to sit down and have an interview with you on my law-related channel. I'm definitely about that. You have a lot to offer people. Oh, yeah, here's $20. I appreciate that, man. Send me an email. Let me go to over here. I got to get a better email. Send me an email, man. I'd definitely like to talk with you about some law stuff. I consider myself, I fancy myself a little bit of a jailhouse lawyer. I know a few things in relation to the law. Ain't that crazy? I literally had to leave the live stream to go freaking type something because I'm not logged into the chat right here. Hey, shout out to the 161 we've got up in here. Let me get back to this story over in Russia. This is absolutely insane. 25-year-old guy, can't pronounce his name to save my life, can't pronounce the area in Russia where he's locked up at. Everything Russia and over there, man, 40 syllables in the name, in the country, in the locations. 25 years old, gets locked up for having the cadaver in the whip. Okay, this dude didn't even have the gun. He had the whole body missing the head. He gets 19 years for this. They put him in a cell. I don't know anything about the cellmate that he's in there with. They don't talk about that. But God, I wish I knew. I don't know how long he was in the cell with this cellmate for. I don't know what the prior conversation was between these guys before this incident took place. But oh boy, 25 years old. This dude killed his cellmate and then he ate him. Now, they don't go into depth in the story about how much eating we're talking about here. But he ate old boy. Matter of fact, I'm going to read you the story. You know what? The hell with it. We're already in it. We might as well just do this one live. Let's just do this one live. I'll pull up the chat right here so I got the dual monitor going on. How's this doing? Refresh. It will not refresh. Cool. I got no service on my phone for that. Can I get, oh, but I got that. All right, good deal. Shout out to the 181 up in here. Yeah, we're going to do a little reaction video to the story. This is a wild one right here, folks. Brace yourself. I should probably say a little discretion with it. I'm acting like I'm about to put the headphones on, like I'm about to hear something. There's nothing to hear. And bing! Cannibal who killed and ate cellmate did so for chilling reason. Folks, this story just happened on the 24th. It's the 26th right now. 2 days ago, they reported this story. Let's try to pronounce this guy's name. His name is Yegor, maybe, Komarov. 25 years old, is said to have used a razor blade to unalive his cellmate's throat in a pretrial detention center in Leningrad Oblast, Russia. Here's old boy right here. I don't want your notifications. No thanks. Get up out of my way. Here's a picture of dude right here, okay? Let me ask you a question. Why they got that damn chin diaper on this guy? Remember South Park? That's what they call it, the mask, the chin diapers. Hey, why they got this COVID style mask on this dude right here? I don't like this medical mask. What they think that's going to do? Are they trying to protect him from somebody? Because if he is accused and he did what the story is saying here, why don't they got this dude in the Hannibal Lecter suit? You know, hey, Russia's just a whole nother planet, right? Shit over in Russia ain't nowhere. They don't look at it the same as in the United States or other countries. Like, it's just not that severe. Okay, you know what? Mind you, again, the reason why this dude is in prison right now, sentenced to 19 years, just got that sentence, is because he was driving a car where a body fell out of it and the head was decapitated from it. All right? He got 19 years for that. So obviously they look at things over there a little different than they do elsewhere. So look, let's read this story. We could actually listen to this story. A little audible right there. We can read it. I'll read it better than however. I will narrate this story way better. A Russian man known for his gruesome acts of cannibalism has reportedly unalived his cellmate in a chilling act of violence, driven by a desire to taste flesh, the humankind. Yegor Komarov, 25, is said to have taken that razor blade to his cellie's throat while they were both held in a pretrial detention center in wherever the hell that place is at. Before the incident, Komarov had been sentenced to 19 years in a high-security prison after a decapitated body fell out of the boot of his car following an accident. In a chilling confession, he stated, "In general, I just like unaliving people." At least he's honest. If this is not the most chilling prison story I've ever ran across, there's not one that I can think of that tops this right here. He also admitted to gruesomely murdering another person due to his desire to taste flesh in a horrifying revelation he shared when he, like, I can't even read this. It's so bad. It's so bad. If you can see it, you can read it. It's bad. I don't even want to go into these details because it's very graphic. Over the past year, there were rumors that Komarov had joined a private mercenary group or army to take part in the war in Ukraine. Now, I'm going to fast forward past that because we're going to get back to that in just a minute. In a shocking video, a masked Komarov initially denies accusations of cannibalism before admitting that he committed such an act spontaneously. Man, shit. Them folks over there is crazy. Think about this. What do you think the guards thought when they walked up on this cell and saw whatever they saw taking place or the aftermath of whatever? This shit was legitimately like walking up on an episode of The Walking Dead in real life, in real time. He said that he'd done so spontaneously and without remorse. When asked by an interrogator if he had eaten a man, he replied, "No, I didn't eat a man. It's heavy. It's just bones. I'm so skinny. How could I eat a man?" And if he's saying that he's a skinny dude, could you imagine if the prisoner that had the unfortunate fate of meeting this guy was bigger than him? Because this would definitely play into that whole big for nothing type of thinking. You can't sleep on anybody in prison. You don't know who they're putting you up in a cell with. Imagine the cellmate trying to make small talk with this guy. Hey, what are you in for? Well, I got involved in a fender bender. They gave me 19 years because a corpse fell out of my car and, the head was missing. What if the cellmate was in there for like freaking petty theft or some shit? In a disturbing admission, the man confessed to his cannibalistic behavior, saying, well, yes, additionally, he meticulously narrated the horrific killing and eating of a businessman, callously expressing, I'm sorry, but I'm not remorseful. This is as bad as it gets right here. I ain't never heard nothing worse than this. Dunno says he'll be fighting on the front lines in Ukraine next month. It's funny that you mentioned that because that's where the story ends up going. He described in detail how he cooked the tongue of his victim using butter in a public park in St. Petersburg, but he decided that he didn't particularly enjoy it. Unbelievable. The story's over right here. His latest alleged murder took place while he was serving time at the pretrial detention center, challenging his 19-year prison sentence issued toward the end of June. He literally just got sentenced last month. He was in a pretrial detention center trying to get an appeal. I think the appeal's out the window at this point, considering the gravity of the situation you now face. But they say that he joined this controversial group. According to Russian laws, those convicted and sentenced for severe crimes, including unaliving people. I don't even know why I'm trying to act like this is going to be monetized at all. According to Russian laws, only those convicted and sentenced for severe crimes, including murder, unwrapping the Junies, and cannibalism, among other grave offenses, are deemed eligible to serve in war. Does that make sense to y'all? You can either go to prison or you can go to war. But in order to qualify for war, you got to be the worst of the worst. It's like the Wild Wild West over there, man. I'm going up into these comments right now. Redskin Chris, shout out to you, brother. Thank you for being a member for 38 months. I'm here for life. I'm kind of feeling like I might be too. Dale, shout out to you. Joe is saving all them Junies. Going back to the recidivism rates, I'm trying, man. I'm trying. Damn sure trying to, man. What else y'all talking about? Stan says nuts. Richard says, eh. Oh, man. Kitty Strange. Strange Kitty would be an interesting username as well. David says you need to interview Jodi Arias. That's, interviewing her is probably like, proverbially throwing a hot dog down a hallway. That story's been beat probably, I guess it would be an interesting story. Hey, what are you doing with your... Like, they do updates and little stories on her all the time on TV, so I don't know what we could get out of doing it, but, I followed her case quite a bit. I was locked up during the Jodi Arias trial, so, that was a big ticket item right there, man. John kind of gives the Jeffrey Dahmer vibes. You better bet it, man. You better bet it. Chucky, what's going on? Joe been saving them saving them cheeks since 2015. It's crazy to think, man. But yeah, that was a wild story right there, man. Russia, boy, I would never want to go do no time over there. That shit crazy, man. Murph, I appreciate you spamming that Discord link right there. Y'all join the Discord. We be talking about all sorts of stuff up in there. We're going to be making some changes to it over the weekend. Good changes. And I'm going to be looking forward to doing more with that and everything else. So, what else? Yesterday, we went and met with Banky's friend from prison. This guy did 27 years in prison as well. A guy by the name of Troy Ketchmore. Troy Ketchmore has a nonprofit organization, sort of like, actually, quite a bit like Darrell Redmond. Darrell Redmond has Give Back to the Block. Troy Ketchmore has Ketchmore Kids. They're in two different cities doing similar work. Ketchmore is going up into the jails and the detention centers, talking to the youth. He's got a place where he does like workshops and brings the kids there for all sorts of stuff. Back to school drives and events in the community. We're actually getting ready to go to a couple of these events. There's two of them coming up next month. They got a whole bunch of stuff that they're getting ready to be giving away to the kids, backpacks and school supplies. And man, we went over to this guy Ketchmore's office, and he's got a whole room full of brand new backpacks and school supplies. We got a whole bunch of video from that, and I think that that is just the most amazing thing to think of. A guy who did 27 years in prison. He's only been home for 3 years, and this dude is doing a lot of positive work in the community. Funny thing about his organization, it's called Ketchmore Kids. Ketchmore Kids. Ketchmore's Kids. It's either plural or it's not. I can't remember. But his organization has been up and running, operational for 20 years. Mind you, he's only been released for 3 years. So you got to think for 17 years, well, whatever the math is on that, for over a decade while this guy was in prison, his organization was up and running. His sister actually started this organization for him. And I mean, they got so many connections to so much stuff. He told me Walmart donated them 2 18-wheeler trucks full of supplies. That's pretty wild. Pretty wild right there. But we filmed a big video for Banky's channel with Ketchmore. Darrell Redmond actually showed up while we were over there yesterday too. And it was crazy because this video that we filmed is almost like a classroom setting. Pretty cool little feel to it. But then we start doing the introduction for AfterPrisonShow for Ketchmore. And I kind of like, I kind of scrapped it. Like, you know, halfway through it, I was like, all right, well, we're just going to wrap it up on this because it was just too positive. And again, going back to what I was mentioning at the beginning of this, you know, people on the internet, they don't really want to see the positive. You got to hit them. You got to hit them where it hurts first with some shit that they could not even imagine going through personally. That's what people want to see. Something that they may, in fact, never experience. The inside of a prison cell. You catch more with those crazy stories. Once you got those crazy stories, people start latching on, and then, you know, you can showcase the positive afterwards. I think that that's the recipe. I'm not exactly sure. David says her life in prison. If we're still talking about Jodi Arias, yeah. I don't know how to get in contact with her. But, yeah, that'd be interesting. How you passing the day in there? What are you doing? All right, well, since I pretty much can guarantee that this stream is going to be all that it can be, I guess we'll go ahead and move on to something else. Lionel says, Joe, why don't you do videos about Trump and his charges and what it'd be like in jail and what do you think is going on in the world? I don't really, look, I don't put my political views out there. Trump's not going to prison. I can promise you that. Hey, boy. That man ain't going to prison, man. But, you know, I don't do it, okay? I stay away from it, and, yeah. What's going on in the world? I mean, there's a lot of crazy shit that's going on in the world. I try to address some of it, but I also try to, stay away from some of it too. You got everything going on with the Mr. Beast person. You got everything that went on with Dr. Disrespect. We did talk about that. You got everything happening with Sonia Massey, the black woman in whatever state that took place in, who was executed by the police. Thought about doing a video about what his ass is going to be like. Now, if you want to talk about somebody going to prison, let's talk about that guy. Because that guy, he going to prison. Bob says, have you ever seen a show called Love After Lockup? Funny story about Love After Lockup. Back in 2016, when Love After Lockup was literally just coming on the scene, they were hitting me up, trying to get me to help feed them stories. I never did, but yeah, man. I saw Love After Lockup get off the ground, and now it's a really popular show. I rock with it. I just don't watch it. I don't watch a lot of TV. Springfield, Illinois. Thank you right there, Mass One. I appreciate it. All right. So, yeah, we talked about stuff going on in the world. Let's go ahead and move on to a little bit of a reaction video. This was my backup plan right here in case we needed it. A long time ago when we used to do the live stream, we used to do a lot of different things with it. But one thing that we did was we used to do reaction videos to jail intake videos. I found one. And we're going to Tennessee. Jacob Gentry, if you're in here, you might know where we're going because I don't know the first thing about where this place is at, what this place is. Bledsoe County Correctional Center. Y'all ready to go to jail in Bledsoe County? Tennessee has some very rough prisons and some very rough jails. I know from talking with Jacob Gentry. I know from talking to other people who've served time. Jacob Gentry didn't serve time in Tennessee. He lives in Tennessee. But I know from talking to people how bad Tennessee is. So we're going to Bledsoe County right here. If anybody knows anything about it, y'all let me know. Hopefully y'all are going to be able to hear this. Let's go ahead and play it real quick. Check it. And, of course, we don't got the audio. Why would we have the audio? Nothing can ever work as it's supposed to. Son of a bitch. All right. I'm pretty good at fixing this. Should be able to do that pretty good. Oh, it's supposed to be on. Let's see if that does it. All right. Oh, my God. Where is the audio on this guy at? Why ain't it playing? I miss the days when Cody used to be sitting in the behind the scenes and helping me to get all this shit right. Did y'all hear the audio at first? Oh, son of a bitch. Is that why? Because I had it muted, maybe? Video capture. Son of a bitch. Oh, no. I'm screwing everything up right now. All right. Sorry. Now I think I just turned the mic on the camera. Yeah, let's go ahead and make sure we mute that guy. All right. Let's do a 24-hour live stream of Joe just trying to troubleshoot technical shit. Why ain't it even showing up? Like, what's going on here? What's going on? Hartgrove, what's going on with you? Shout out to you for being up in here. Joe's just trying to troubleshoot something right now. Hey, let me know if y'all can hear this. Because if you can't, we're going to be reading lips, and I don't want to do that. Any audio from this whatsoever? Oh, you know why? Because I got the shit muted. I got the shit muted on the damn mother. Man, I'm sitting here.
So tonight, that's what we're going to talk about.
You son of a bitch.
This door
The whole
right
time
here
it was
is
muted.
the exact same door that every single male offender that comes into the custody of the Tennessee Department of
Hold
Correction
on, man.
goes
Shut
through
up.
when they begin the intake
Shut
process
them.
here.
Look, I already know this stream is hit. So here we go. M. Rich said, bottom left, you have it muted. Y'all recognized it before I did, man. Nick, what's going on with you, man? Shout out to you for being up in here. I need one of those U.S. cellular cell phones with like the big font on it because Joe's eyes is blind, man. I'm going to put this right here. I'm going to try to read this. I ain't got my glasses. Chase Frog, yeah, man, Joe's dumb sometimes. All right, we're going to Bledsoe County Correctional Complex, folks. We're getting ready to do a reaction video to what it's like to serve time at this place. According to the institution, you know, the institution doesn't really have too much control over what the time is like. But let's just take a tour of this facility and see what kind of fine amenities they have. Maybe we'll even leave them a review afterwards. Or maybe we could read some reviews of some institutions. YouTube 101 audio is key. Yeah, well, you know.
Good evening and welcome to tonight's episode of TDOC Talks. We're here.
Motherfucker, you look like you're from Tennessee with your red beard. Turn it up.
Here at the Bledsoe County Correctional Complex in Pikeville, Tennessee.
Pikeville.
BCCX is the diagnostic facility for all male offenders coming into TDOC's custody.
Male.
The diagnostic process is very in-depth and not many people know exactly what it entails, so tonight, that's what we're going to talk about.
What's that watch do? Hey, they don't got no females in here. This joint is a straight sausage fest.
This door right here is the exact same door that every single male offender that comes into the custody of the Tennessee Department of Correction goes through when they begin the intake process here.
Hey, he thought he was something coming through that door with that camera angle like that, right? All right, we're going to get a shot of you walking through the door. I don't know who this guy is. I wasn't paying attention in the beginning of this, but he said every prisoner comes through that door.
The Bledsoe County Correctional Complex. Joining me is Clerical Correctional Officer Lena Bedsole of BCCX, and she...
Oh, my God. All male offenders going to this facility right here. And that's what you got to look at right there. Shorty looked like Peter Griffin. Oh, man. Why am I laughing, man? I'm going to tell you right now. Here's the deal. You know that somebody in this jail is going on a prison date thinking about Officer Barney Fife right here.
She works for the intake here. Officer Bedsole, what can you tell us about the intake process? What can offenders who come through that door, what can they expect next?
Okay, they're going to line up on this wall with their facing the wall, and they're going to get unshackled and uncuffed, and then they're going to come in front of this cell sense tower, and they're going to do a complete 360 to see if that light turns red. If that light turns red, it's obviously picking up some metal, whether it be in a cell phone, shank, things along that line.
That's incredible.
Hey, that is incredible. Shut up, dude. Man, technology. This video came out 5 years ago. Yeah, they didn't have nothing like that when I was locked up. That shit looked like some. That shit looked like some damn futuristic stuff right there.
Incredible, and that's very accurate, very sensitive when it comes to detecting those things, correct?
Absolutely, yes.
Can I give it a try?
Yes.
Look at this.
Here we go. Let's see how this works. So,
oh yeah. Cavity search,
as you can see, I
motherfucker.
didn't even get the full 360. It already picked up my watch, probably my belt, and it also...
Man, don't be flexing. Yeah, picked up my watch. Hey, picked up my belt. Look at the badge right there.
Definitely picked up my cell phone. That's incredibly sensitive.
Stickman got a track phone right there. Don't try to act like you got.
Correct.
And that's phenomenal because that is the first line of defense for when it comes to preventing contraband from making its way into this secure facility. And that's important in all of our facilities, but especially here at the intake process. And as incredible as that is, that's just the first step in many layers of contraband detection that offenders go through when they begin the intake process. And if you'll join Officer Bedsole and I, we'll show you the rest.
Oh, cool. Look, where are we going now?
So that was just the first step. Here is the next step in the line of defense against contraband. What are we looking at?
This right here is our boss chair. When the inmate comes in, they sit down in this chair and it senses if they have metal throughout their body.
Let's be honest right here. The boss chair is only for one reason and one reason only. Talking about they got metal throughout their body. That motherfucker looking straight at your ass. That's all it's concerned for. It ain't gonna be nowhere else.
And on the back, it will show us the area where it's going to pick up the metal at.
In your suitcase.
And then when they get done, if it hasn't picked up anything, they'll come around to the back and they'll put their chin on there and go from side to side. And if everything...
Well, Officer Bedsore, how would you use this? Please tell me he's going to ask her to demonstrate this. Talk about put your chin on there. Oh my God, I almost pulled the whole computer off the damn. You got to put your chin on there.
Clears, then they're good to go the next
Officer
step.
Bledsoe, you
So
ain't got
this
no chin.
is a full body detection system,
Yes, sir.
very similar to the CellSense tower in that it detects any type of metal material that could be a weapon or maybe a cell phone, correct?
Yes.
That's phenomenal because as you can see, that's 2 steps that the offenders have to go through immediately upon entering that we have in place to ensure that they are not bringing in any type of contraband, especially the likes of a weapon or a cell phone that could prove to be very, very dangerous in this setting. So after they've gone through the CellSense and the boss chair and we've determined there's no metal, no type of weapon or cell phone on them, what happens after that?
After that,
Hold on. Why are we skipping over the part of if they do have something on them? Like we're jumping ahead a chapter here. You're assuming that they don't have anything, but you got to know that it's often probably that they do detect stuff. So what happens when you detect it? But they're gonna glaze right over that.
they'll go through some more steps, which is they'll go back here to this area and they're strip searched and they're drug tested, and then from there they're issued their blue uniform.
Damn, they do a drug test up in this jail? I ain't never been locked up anywhere where they drug test you when you go to jail. But, you know, places like Tennessee or, you know, just the world over at this point, you know, the drug epidemic is so bad, I guess they probably have to. But also, let's not glaze over the fact that she mentioned that the next step is the strip search. Folks, this is the highlight of her day right here. This is probably why she signed up for this gig in the first place. I wonder if she's involved in that.
And is that all the intake process, or is there more to it?
No, there's more steps to it.
So we're finished in here,
Yes,
in this room, but the intake process continues.
Yes.
So would you show us?
Yes.
Let's go to the strip search. Why aren't we going to reenact that?
Okay, so here we are in another large room, very similar to the one you just showed us. How is this one different?
This looks like intake or booking right here. Looks like you sit here, and this is where they're going to process you into the jail. What are these little cells back here? They don't even got a damn toilet in them little cells. Man, this joint is torture.
Happens here?
Okay, in this room, the inmates are gonna come and they're gonna get into the cells, and from there,
With
they're
no
gonna pull and talk to medical, they're gonna talk to counselors, and they're gonna get fingerprinted.
And talking to the counselors and the medical, what exactly does that entail? Is that like really in-depth medical history, or just kind of?
Yes, and they're going to go over their medications that they're on and things like that. And then when they talk to the counselors, they're going to go over their charges, PREA, things like that.
But that's not.
Hey, PREA. The Prison Unwrapping the Junies Elimination Act is what PREA stands for.
Necessarily the diagnostic part yet.
Correct.
We haven't got to that.
Right. This is still intake.
So that's what the offenders go through. That's kind of what their process is like. What about you specifically? What exactly is your primary duty in this whole process?
Watching penises. Let's just call it for what it is. Her primary process in this is to strip search, cavity search, and live her best life during her 12-hour shift in here.
Okay, when the inmates first get here, I look at all the paperwork that comes in from the county
I thought she was about to say I look at all the penises, but she looks at all the paperwork.
jail, all their judgment orders, revocations, warrants, and I have to ensure that everything is correct on there and make sure that the judge's signature, things along that line are there, because potentially we've had inmates come in that were possibly on probation and not actually a TDOC sentence, so those inmates had to go back to the county jail.
And obviously that's very important because we want to make sure that we have the right offender in the right bed. So that seems really important, and it seems like that's actually probably one of the most important parts of this process.
This isn't even like a damn, I mean, this is a really in-depth situation right here. This doesn't look like what a prisoner would be watching. This is like we're just trying to explain this for the sake of explaining it. I was at the prison December 18, 2019, and like any other prison, there were a lot of unprofessional things happening. I will say that I was given an opportunity to work. So that's good. To the workers who worked with me at Wastewater, thank you for making my time incarcerated a life-changing event. All right, there's something positive right there. Yeah, there's not even any bad comments on this. I absolutely picked the worst video to try to do this reaction to. Minus freaking Bart Simpson right here.
Where does that step fall in the whole intake process?
Okay, because once that step's done, and then all the paperwork will go to the counselors, and then the counselors can go through their process, and the officers will have the judgment orders and revocation order in front of them to put the information in for the fingerprint machine. So I'm actually step one.
So you are technically the very first step in the entire intake process.
Yes.
And that's just the intake. As we just mentioned a second ago, there is actually a completely separate part known as diagnostic.
Yes.
So how about we go and talk about diagnostics and see how that plays into the intake process.
Bob,
so after an offender has arrived here at Bledsoe and they've gone through intake, they come here to this room called the orientation room. And once they get here, they're going to meet with Diagnostics Corporal Stephen Brown. Corporal Brown, how are you, sir?
Doing good.
Thanks for being here. Tell us a little bit about what an offender, once they come to you here to the orientation room, what can they expect? What are they going to be learning here? What are they going to be going through?
Okay. Basically what happens here, after they're done with the intake, they're going to come in, we're going to give them the rules, regulations of the facility. They're going to have their rules of the pod. Each pod has a different rule of what they need to do, how to set up their attire, how to set up their unit.
They got a lot of rules in this place.
Once that's done, then what they're going to do is we'll go over the ONET. That ONET will determine whether or not there's certain jobs that interest that inmate. What can help them as they get back on the street to help them provide for their families. Once that's completed, we'll also go into a checklist of what needs do they have once they're going back out on the street? Do they need help with their birth certificate? Need help with housing, clothing, transportation? Those modes. Once those are determined.
Talking about what needs do they have? Helping them with jobs. Yo, this is a place unlike anywhere that I ever served time at, and maybe this is the new norm for jails. Damn, this actually sounds like, you know, a good place to serve time at if you're trying to get your life together. But if you've got some time to serve, I don't know what this place is. Is it a jail? Is it a reentry? It's a correctional complex. Is it a prison? But this is boring as shit to me right now, so I'm done with that. I'm not going to sit there and watch a 20-minute video about that shit. Crazy. But yeah, man, it sounds like they do a lot to help people up in there. And, you know, just imagine if the best thing you got to look at is Barney Fife up in there, boy, your time is going to be, it's going to be pretty bad. Oh, man. All right, I'm getting ready to wrap this damn thing up. My babysitter's getting ready to leave in a little bit. I got some videos I got to finish up. I want to say I appreciate everybody taking the time to rock with me on this. For the last live stream that I did and this particular live stream, I really am just freestyling this. Hell, at least in this one, I had a video to try to react to. But 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time today, new video coming out. It's probably going to be this crazy prison story that I'm running across out of Texas. You never heard nothing like this. This shit is insane. Boots is about to be smoked. So if you're looking for something entertaining to check out, 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, check out this new video we got coming. I'm telling you that because like I had mentioned throughout this stream, I needed this stream to be everything that it could be. I failed. I certainly failed at that. The reason I needed it to be everything that it could be is because I get one shot a day through a YouTube notification that probably barely even works. This was my notification that went out to y'all. So when I upload this video at 5 o'clock, I don't think I get notifications sent out for that video. But it is what it is. I do enjoy doing these live streams, being able to chop it up with you guys. I try to make them as good as I possibly can. But I'm a one-man band right this second. Trying to do a whole bunch of stuff to bring you guys really awesome video content. I'm going to start trying to work a little bit ahead of the schedule to have ideas for these live streams. We were talking about doing an After Prison Show talent show here. I'm still having a lot of problems with this streaming software. I'm going to work on getting this stuff corrected over the weekend. And hopefully be able to, if not video chat with y'all, maybe do some kind of calls on these live streams if you guys want to tap in, talk with me about anything, do something like that. Oh shit, Jacob said he was at that place. I was at Bledsoe in October and November of 2019. It sucks. It looked like from the video it sucked. The video was boring, so I figured that the place probably sucked as well. Like I said, gonna go ahead and wrap this thing up. New video coming out this evening. Check that out if you feel so inclined to do so. I think it's a pretty good one. I'm getting ready to early access that video for the channel members here on After Prison Show as well. If you are a channel member, I greatly appreciate your support. If you just tap in and watch these streams, I greatly appreciate your support, and it means a lot. We're working hard to try to figure out our lane, our purpose at this point, this far, this late in the game. And it's slowly but surely coming to me. And I promise you, I ain't going to let you down. I'm going to give you what you want. And I'm going to take off the stethoscope and stop doing the shit that don't really work. And I'm going to focus on what does work here on After Prison Show. So thank you again. Y'all have a great weekend. I may go live over this weekend at some point, not necessarily sure, but if you're a part of our Discord, I'm in there, and, you know, I try to keep people posted as to what I'm doing and, you know, if I am going to go live. So please join the Discord if you haven't done so. I'll look forward to seeing you up in there. Y'all have a great one. Thank you again, and I will talk with you soon. Until next time, enjoy life, the free world, never take a moment for granted, and make the most of every day. Peace!